Hi, welcome back. Last time we put in this cute little timer and it does beep when it goes off, but I wanted to display the time. I think that would be a fun addition. I am going to click on main and I am going to click on the plus sign. I'm going to put down a label, L-A-B-E-L. Nailed it. Labels just hold text. That's it. Congratulations. You know what labels do. For now, I'm going to move my label. My label is this orange box, and I came up here and I clicked the crosshairs. I think that looks like a crosshair to get move mode. And I'm going to put my label down here so that that's where my text appears. You can use any font that you like for your project. I downloaded what would this be called? VT323 off of Google Fonts. I will try to remember to link it. That's the one that I'm going to use. So we don't have to have this ugly default. With label highlighted in the inspector, come down here to theme overrides. That's the one I want. Theme overrides, fonts. If you click this little arrow right here, and then you click quick load, it'll go through your project and it'll go through and find everything that can fit in that slot. So we can't put anything wrong there. We just put a font. Perfect. Now, whenever we type something, it's that nice pixel art font. I'm not mad at the white, but it is a little hard to see. So I think I would like an outline. I'm going to come up here to colors. I'm going to check font color white because I do want it white. I'm going to check font outline and I'm going to keep it black because I want the outline to be black. That's really good for accessibility to have an outline on stuff. Makes it really easy to see. Now I'm going to click on constants. You notice it doesn't have an outline yet because we haven't set an outline size. So I'm going to click on outline size. I don't know what I want. I don't like 1. I'm setting mine to 3. That looks pretty good. If you hate it, change it. We're going to be changing this text and code, so if you want me to be honest, you can totally keep whatever keyboard smash you've put. I might make mine look like a timer. I don't know, for niceness. Just so I don't get lost, I'm going to come over here and highlight the label and hit F2 on my keyboard. I think I can also, if I right-click, yeah, I can also do it that way and hit rename. And I'm going to name this timer label. There we go. So now I know which one the timer label is. I'm going to scroll all the way down to where it says script. I'm going to put a script on this bad boy. Click the arrow, new script. Timerlabel.gd. Sounds great. So here's the deal. As timer handler counts down, I would love for timer label to show the countdown. 5, 4, 3, you get the idea. And we can do that. We need to know how many seconds are on the timer, so we need to know what and where the timer is, so we're going to get a reference to it. Click, drag, hold control, let them both go, did it. Don't copy this, I'm just going to show you something. I just need funk down so Godot doesn't fuss at me. Oh, it's fussing already? Okay, we'll watch. If I type timer, I can talk to the timer and I put a period and I can see all of the different properties that I can use, play with, on and on. And there is one called time left. So we can get the time left very easily. Godot gives it to us. This part I do want you to copy. I'm going to type an underscore and then the word process. And Godot will auto-complete that for me. So it'll have the delta float in there. Delta is how any game engine, not just Godot, keeps time. And the void, by the way, means that this doesn't really return anything. If it did return something, we would use the word return. Oh my goodness, R-E-T-U-R-N. But we're not worried about it. The process function in Godot, if you are coming to me from Unity, this is the exact same thing as the update function. If you are coming to me from GameMaker, this is the same as the step event. I don't know what it is in Unreal, sorry, but it runs every single frame. So we can every single frame, it's going to look at timer.timeLeft and not really do anything because we haven't told it to do anything. And honestly, this will probably crash. What's the error it's given me? Standalone expression. The line may have no effect. Okay, so maybe it won't crash, but it's not going to do anything. Let's start doing stuff. Godot, and honestly most languages, has a function called print, where if I just, hold on, if I type print and then I type some quotation marks, I can put anything in there and it'll print that. Because I'm in process, it'll print it every frame. Watch. See? See how many I'm printing? That's actually pretty bad. So if I wanted, I could print the timer.timeLeft if I start the timer. So I can use print to get the time left. Watch. Right now the time left is 0 because I haven't started it, and then I click on the timer. And every frame it's getting until it hits 0. And it's still going because technically the time left is 0, but it's printing that for us. Okay, so adorable, but we don't want this on our timer. We want it to show like minutes and seconds and stuff. That's just a little bit of math, right? On our timer, if I click on it, I've got it set to 3 seconds, but remember last time we were able to do like 10 times 60 and I would do the math. Because we know there's 60 seconds in a minute, I'm going to make a variable up here at the top, varminute. And now let's do the math to get minute. minut minute equals timer dot time left divided by 60. So if it's 120 seconds, it's going to return 2. There's 2 minutes left on the timer. And then we're going to print minute so that we can see it. Do I have, yeah, okay, I'm going to leave that wait time so that we'll get like something close to a round number. Gotta start my timer. And now it's 9 minutes and some odd seconds, and it's counting down, counting down, counting down. So that works, that's nice. However, these decimals here, I don't want to send that to my timer label and have it be trying to tell me that there's 9 point that many minutes. That's okay. Let's do some math. Come back to timerlabel.gd. There is a function in GD script, and it's called floor. And I'm going to put a parentheses here. It's going to fuss. I've got to put a parentheses at the back. What floor does? Oh, well, hello. Godot's going to give you the technical explanation, but what floor does is it rounds down and just gives us the number without the decimal. So this should return 9. Yep. All right, we're cooking with gas now. So how do we get that 9 to our timer label? Anytime you want to change a property that you can see in the inspector, just mouse over it. Godot will tell you. It'll say property, horizontal alignment. So if I wanted to change the horizontal alignment in code, I would type the word horizontal alignment. If I wanted to change, doesn't matter, the mouse filter, I would type mouse_filter. I want to change the text. Property text. Text equals minute. Haha. Okay. Error setting property text with the value of type float. Here's why I got that. Timer label, come over to text. It says property text, colon, and then the purple word string. It is telling you that it's only going to take in a bunch of letters, but this is a number. You can make a computer understand numbers as letters. I'm going to take a brief minute to talk about types. So that word string is telling us a type of variable that Godot wants. Godot wants a string, which it understands to be letters. Minute, because we're doing math on it, is a bunch of numbers. Technically, it's a float because it's a decimal number. You can make Godot understand numbers as letters. str, by doing that. str means string, and it says, hey, take whatever I put in the parentheses, so the variable minute, and turn it into a string, and then put it in the text of the timer label. So let's see what we've got. Bloop. It works. We did it. No crashes. But you probably want the seconds too, right? I want the seconds. Okay. Let's make a variable for the seconds. Var second. Nailed it. Okay, seconds. We need the time. So the timer dot time left. And we want the remainder, like if we divide it by 60, we've got the quotient up here. If you remember your long division, we need the remainder. So for timer.time left, and that's going to return that decimal number. We don't want a decimal number anymore because like if you've done long division, you know that it's not a decimal number, it's a whole number. In computer science, whole numbers are integers or int. Int. So what we got to do, floor, parentheses, oh goodness, int, and then end this with a parentheses. So that's what I've got so far. To get the remainder, you're going to type a percentage sign, and that is a very specific operation in computer science. It's called a modulo. Modulo 60 means if I divide this by 60, don't tell me what the quotient is. Tell me what's left over and cast it as an int, please, because I'm not interested in putting a bunch of decimals in my thingamadee. So I'm going to get rid of this. And just to prove that I did it. This is not her final form, but I want to prove to you that it's working. So I click the clock, and there's the seconds. So we can, in theory, like we don't want just the seconds or just the minutes. We want them both, right? This is going to use something called string concatenation, which sounds way harder than it really is. It just means taking a bunch of strings and sticking them together. You do it all the time when you write papers for school. All right, str. Minute comes first, at least in my country. Actually, comment down below. I'm kind of interested if there's a country where maybe like seconds come first or something. I'm not going to take the time to look that up right now. When we stick strings together, we use a plus sign. We've got the minutes. At least in my country, we use a colon. If you use something else, then by all means. That has to be wrapped in these little quote marks so that Godot knows it's a string. Now we've got to stick the seconds on there. So we need another plus sign. And then str second. See what we got. Okay, so it works. What? Godot, honey, what? Why are you doing this? We could, and some of you may have thought of doing this first, wrap minute in that int function. It looks okay. I'm going to spoil it for you. It does that for the seconds. And then when it blips all the way down, it does that. Yeah. Some of you may also want a 0 right here. You may not. I don't know, but you may. So we need to force Godot to use 2 digits. I feel really bad doing this in a beginner tutorial because this is not beginner stuff, but we're going to have to use something called pad numbers. Pad numbers are a specific way of forcing Godot to format strings to look exactly like we want them to. If you want to read more about pad numbers, hang on. I will try to remember to link this down below, but in the original Godot docs, there is this entire thing called GDScript format strings, and it's going to walk you through everything that you would ever want to know. I'm going to walk you through everything that you'd want to know for this exact situation. But if you feel like reading, by all means, hold tight. Let's go back. By the way, if you get stuck and you don't fully understand this, just type what I type. It's going to be okay. Let's take out the second. Let's do the seconds first, because they're the ones that are the most quote unquote wrong. We put a quotation mark down because we are using strings. If I put a percent sign, you'd think it would be modulo, but no, it's inside the quote. So Godot knows that that means to expect some formatting. I'm going to type O2. That tells Godot you are to put 2 digits down, no matter what I tell you. If you don't have 2 digits, you're going to substitute a 0 in there. The D that I'm going to type, lowercase d, means you're expecting an integer. So you're expecting a whole number. You see how it turned orange? That means mine's correct. And Godot's like, okay, I understand. You want a pad number. Great. Now to make sure that the second variable is the one that gets in there, type a percent sign and second. This should be right. Famous last words. When I click the timer, it did it. It looks right. If you like this, hey, see you next week. Some of you want that 0 in there. It's the same process. Actually, I could copy and paste this, couldn't I? Bloop, bloop, bloop. Quote mark, percent, O2D, percent sign, minute. Add the colon, and then do the same thing for second. What you got, Godot? It does work. Looks good. When that timer goes down, it should go back to 2 digits, right? Drum roll. Yep, there it is. All right. That was a lot. Thank you for hanging with me today. I will see you next time. Take it easy. Make games. Have a good one. Goodbye. Hey, real quick before you scoot, I am on buymeacoffee.com. It's kind of like Ko-Fi and Patreon together. If you found this video helpful or useful, I would appreciate you coming over here and checking this out. If you are willing or able, you can donate on this page.